Hey, welcome to another episode of the Coaches Vlog here at Arcs to Movement. We're continuing our theme of cues for coaches. This week is another gem that I got from Eric Preston on another internship weekend. And the cue is to make your athletes fight for millimeters. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay. Go back to the top. All right, ribs down. There it is. Now armpits forward. All right, now nice and slow, ready to go. Freeze, knees out more. There it is, a little lower. Freeze, knees out more. That's it. A little lower, right there. Chest up, chest up. Good, there it is, and stand. Good, again. Ribs down. Bring your hips forward. There it is, now squat. Freeze, armpits. Yes, a little bit more. Like that, there it is. Yes, that's it, good. Just a little millimeter, good. And stand. Good, one more time, ribs down, and squat, freeze, armpits. Yes, that's it, a little more. Dude, so much better, and stand. That was pretty awesome, right? Very clear improvement. One of the greatest things about JP is that he's super coachable. He allowed me to freeze him in uncomfortable positions, and he allowed me to cue him past what he thought he could do. Oftentimes, athletes will come to me with the excuse that, oh, I don't have the mobility, so I can't do that. The thing is that athletes often have the concepts of flexibility and mobility confused. In the CrossFit Flexibility Workshop, we teach that flexibility is your passive range of motion, or the range of motion that you can achieve assisted or passively or involuntarily. Okay, that is your maximum range of motion. So if someone were to assist you and move your arm into that position, or say we put you under anesthesia and remove your nervous system completely, wherever we can move your body to, that's your actual flexibility. Now, mobility is your ability to control that range of motion, to go there voluntarily. For instance, if I can bring my hand up to here and that's as far as I can go, that's my mobility. But if I have a friend who can come by and push my hand back, that is my flexibility. So this gap between my active range of motion and my passive range of motion is simply motor control. And that is the connection from my brain to this area, the musculature surrounding that joint, in order to move it to the range of motion where I want it to go. Now, the way that we develop that motor control is through practice. Oftentimes with athletes, I will pause them in uncomfortable positions and I will force them to make teeny tiny adjustments, even if it's a millimeter of improvement. That's a victory. We saw in the video that JP was making very, very tiny adjustments, but in the end, it made a huge difference in his quality of movement. So sometimes it's going to require you to make your athletes sweat, and they might even curse you in their head or out loud. I get it all the time. Again, for most athletes, the issue is motor control and not necessarily a flexibility issue. They simply don't know how to control that range of motion, and the only way to improve that range of motion is to practice and to bring awareness to the muscles surrounding that joint that are necessary for creating that range of motion, and really concentrating and making concerted effort to move even when you don't think you can. I get athletes all the time who say, I can't give you more, just keep pushing, and lo and behold, it starts to slowly turn, and we see the results that we want. So there's a couple things you gotta do. Number one, you gotta be relentless. Number two, you also have to have a little bit of empathy, right? You don't want to push people too far, but you want to push them just enough to see a little bit of improvement, and maybe you come back and try to attack it again another day. You might not always have the same results like I had with JP. That progress may take weeks, or maybe even months, or maybe even years, but the key is to continue trying and to make them fight for those millimeters, make them sweat. It's amazing what we can do with athletes in a PVC pipe. People always say, oh, I need more weight to feel it. But if you've ever taken a class with me, you might find that, wow, you're a lot more capable than you think you are. But you gotta fight for those millimeters. So coaches, my recommendation to you is don't let your athletes give you that cop-out excuse, oh, that's my mobility. Well, the best way to improve your mobility is to practice the dang movement. No amount of foam rolling or lacrosse balling or rom wadding or hanging off rubber bands or any of that stuff is going to make you a better mover. Sure, it may improve your tissue quality and your joint health, but it's not necessarily going to equate to movement proficiency. You still have to practice the movement, right? So be relentless with your athletes, make them fight for millimeters, and you'll see the improvement. Have fun with this. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. If you want to send me a video of an athlete moving and you want me to give you some feedback, I'm happy to do that. Until next week, we'll see you guys later.